Here.
Ryan Rod,
Here.
Jack Scragstead, Tom Wilson.
Here. Okay, public attendees, we have no public attendees. Do we have anybody on, nope, we have nobody watching. Approval of minutes from the previous meeting. If, there's no changes to those corrections, the minutes of the December 9th meeting will stand as presented. Today we've got Greg here. Eric is, out of the office, so Greg's gonna give us a maintenance report. Gotta turn your mic on though.
First, start out with the old courthouse projects that we've done so far there. Retaining wall rendering and still in progress. And NICOR notified about work schedule for spring, and line potentially needs to be relocated. So there must be a gas line out there that might be in our way when we start doing excavation.
Yeah.
For the retaining wall. There was a new scrubber deployed at the old courthouse. We replaced the old one that was about wore out. There was a 2-inch water line leak in the assessor's office in the heating system. We had that taken apart and redone, and we added a couple extra valves so we can isolate things a little better down the road while we had things shut off. Christmas decorations, got the guys over here today to get that all taken care of and everything taken down for this year. Asbestos testing, there was some suspicious stuff in the basement, and we wanted to make sure there wasn't any asbestos involved in that before we start doing a big cleanup down there. And it came back negative. There was no asbestos at all.
In which building down here?
This building
Okay.
here, yeah. Basement clean out and lighting, we do have replaced all the lighting downstairs with LED in the boiler rooms and in the basement area. We're still in the process of cleaning up because we were waiting for that report to come back before we start cleaning up too much. The best move schedule is February 19th now. So we'll start getting them moved downstairs into the new location where the IT department used to be. RTU2, which is the west unit on this building, having some troubles with that unit. Exhaust fans aren't shutting off, and we're thinking it's a control system within the rooftop unit. We're working with Hartwig on that right now. They're going to send a couple of guys here pretty soon to do some more work on it. They've been trying some different things and they haven't got it figured out yet, but they're working on it. There was an outside air damper that the linkage had fell off on that unit also, so we got that put back on and readjusted. Boiler in this building had went down and it was a failed pressure switch, and Hartwig came and replaced the pressure switch and did some cleanup on the burners and things while they were working on it. So that's back up and running. New courthouse transformer swap out for ComEd. We still haven't got a date set on that yet. They're waiting on the transformer being to come in so they can install it. So they can't set a date when they're going to install it till they receive it. So we're still waiting on that. We have 2 VAVs, which are the new VAVs at the new courthouse for the old section, or the old section that we just put in. Got a couple control issues on those. It's an ICT problem, so we have them scheduled, their ordered parts. They should be coming, I would think, sometime this week to repair those and get those back up in operation. They were luckily in areas on the 4th floor that were like the glassed in area by the bailiff's area there. That one's out, and then there's a little conference room they hardly ever use on the other side of the bailiff's area. So those 2 are the ones down. So thank God it wasn't an area where the new, where the courtrooms are or the jury rooms. So something that we really don't notice because without the VAVs working, we still have the baseboard maintaining that temperature in there when we need it, so. The interior doorways, we're in the process right now of going through and figuring out how we want to number all the doorways in the new courthouse. And then we're gonna, we have to go through the bailiff because they got to make sure that the numbers are kind of coincide for what they need for like emergency situations. So we're working with them right now and we're trying to set up a plan, whether we want to do just the perimeter and not do the internal offices and put numbers on them. And I'd like to have that so that the numbers are matching what our VAV numbers and our print numbers are for the rooms that when that building was built. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Tom.
No, I think it's, whatever works, the easiest path for us is great. I just want to make sure that, when we're redoing any of our doors or renumbering any of our doors, that we make sure we contact the fire department and the Dixon Police Department, just because, I don't know, I know the fire department will definitely want to tour it and see how we've done it, just to make sure they've got
Right.
the door, that we're not confusing them at which doors are what. But
That's what we're doing preliminary right now. It's trying to get everything set up before we start throwing numbers up and then
Sure.
we gotta take them all back down again. There's a lot of like the circuit clerks area. It's one big room and there's not a lot of offices in there, so I don't think we need to number every office as long as we can get them in the main location and then they can find out, where do they gotta go from there.
And I don't know if the fire department's been asked to come in ever since we've done the remodel upstairs. But a lot of times the fire department likes to walk the.
They have been.
Oh, they
there.
have been? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, they have been there. They walked through and checked everything out.
As long as they don't have axes or hoses, we're fine. So,
Right. First floor health department flooring project, we're in the process of still getting bids yet. Have one more person coming to give us a quote on that for the flooring. So we're waiting for that. The painting, I guess, was not in budget, so I guess Eric's gonna have to somebody's gonna have to figure out where that money's coming from to do the painting in all those offices. VAV identification on grid, we went around and we marked every one of where the VAVs are with a sticker on the grid. And we also put the VAV number on that sticker because some of them are so close together without looking at the print and knowing what the number is, you don't know which area that controls. So trying to make that easy because when we run that scanner through there, we're marking everything on the print. So we'll be able to, once we get that scanner working in that area, we'll be able to, locate every one of them VAVs either off the print, the tag, or through the scan that we're going to do. New floor scrubber was deployed here also at the new courthouse, and the autonomous vacuum was deployed on it does second floor receiving and the maintenance department right now is what way they got it set up. Automatically just program it and it goes around, does a good job too, really does. We put a new monitor and in the custodial break room at the new courthouse because we're doing all of our work scheduling and everything on the computer where they can pull up that program. They can see when somebody's going on vacation. They can see different projects that are going on. So the janitorial staff is what uses that room and they need to know, hey, are they going to be working in this room? Am I going to have to go in there, after they get done and clean that up or what? So it just makes it simpler for them because now we're in the other building. It's like they're left out of the ream a little bit on that. So we installed that so that it'll make that more beneficial for them. Windows on fourth floor have been tinted and the soap dispensers were reconfigured on third floor to accept the new soap that we're buying. At LEC, the hail damage is sending, they came out and looked at it and they're sending the stuff that they found out to their carrier. So they're waiting for that. The adjuster came out. Now they're just sending what they determined what needs to be done to their carrier, and then they'll get back to us and how much I suppose that we're gonna get. Jail site inspections were completed out at the LAC, and we're in process right now, sending the guys out. It's a lot of minor things that need to be touched up and taken care of out there. So we looked at all over. We get a schedule for the guys to go out there certain days and take care of things that need to be repaired. The pipe chase controls rebuilding we're doing all the controls, we're rebuilding them in-house, and Zach's getting pretty good at that, about cleaning them up and rebuilding them instead of having to buy all new controls. And it's basically pennies on the dollar for him to do it. So we're saving a pretty good chunk of money there. Exterior LED sign, the badge, the big sheriff badge on the side of the building. The wind, all those high winds we've had, had taken the faceplate off of it, and it crashed on the roof. Didn't do any damage to the roof, thank God, but it crashed on the roof, and it's like a plastic material that busted in a bunch of pieces. So got turnaround sign is building a new one for it, and they'll put the new lens on it for us and everything, install that, so it'll be back up and running. Kitchen cleaning has been completed. Jail side accurate controls have been intermittently failing. Inspection schedule in queue, so they've had some troubles with that. Little glitches in that accurate control system that controls like the locking of the jail cells and different things. And so they have, they're supposed to be coming out and taking a look at that and see what they need to do to get that up and running. And there's evidently a grounding system issue in the IT room out to the jail. So they're looking into that problem also. Food pantry, we replaced a old toilet that was in there, and it kept running water, and finally we just bit the bullet and put a new toilet in there because the water bill was going to be more expensive than replacing the toilet. So we did that for them. At the FMD, asset and PM editing is in limbo. And we have the Matterport scanning complete at FMD. All facilities and grounds will be scanned currently in progress. So right now we're practice on the FMD first. We did that. We did the upper part of the old jail also. So they're trying to get a handle on what they got to do and how it's going to perform for us. And before we get into these bigger buildings, so I think that's going to work out real well if if they can get everything done the way they want that, because it'll scan a 3D image of the whole building inside. So we'll be able to see where pipes are at and VAVs and, power and everything. So it'll be a benefit, I think, once we get it all up and running.
Yeah, I think the Matterport was a great idea on Eric's part for, it gives a 3D image of everything, but it's also, I mean, for insurance purposes, if there's ever a problem, you don't know what's in this room right now, but when you have video of it and it's a 360, like Greg is saying, it's 360-degree view of it. So we're doing all of our properties, and we can do outside, inside, rooftops. And it's going to be something that's going to help us identify things and be able to logistically understand where things are at and what's in our facilities. So it's going to be a real beneficial thing that we purchased for the maintenance department. So
Yeah, I think it's
pretty excited about it.
From what I've seen and what Robbie's done with it,
Yeah.
it's amazing what it does. It really is.
It is.
There's 16 unplanned work requests in limbo right now, and we're getting a new PC for tech room for the Matterport, so that we need a a computer that had all the programs in it for what we need. And so we needed a little bigger computer for that. So Paul's getting us one of those. So that, as soon as that gets in, then we can download all that stuff into that computer to just send it away. So that's all I have.
So Greg, on the on the VAVs and all the stuff that we've done, when are we gonna have enough data for therms and all that stuff, like our old heating bill compared to what we're gonna, just putting in all this, the work that we did and the amount of money we spent for the new systems. I was hoping we'd be able to have some data soon. And if it's not this year, will it be next year?
Yeah.
On what we're saving in therms and what we're doing, because the efficiencies of the money we spent for the HVAC system over there, we should be realizing that.
Right.
And it'd be great to have the,
I'll check with Eric on that because I think you're right. I think we should be able to go back before we did all the work with the energy efficient stuff and then we can pull that back out and then we should be tracking, what we're using now. And it would be interesting to see
Yeah.
what percentage rate we're actually saving in costs.
yeah. I think a lot of the stuff that their department's been doing is, getting rid of all old rooftops that are garbage. Just things that waste energy. And I think it's gonna be pretty significant.
Mhm.
You're not gonna be able, you're not gonna be able to do it by a dollar amount because obviously gas goes up every year in
Yeah.
cost, but you
Yeah,
can
you
do it
gotta
by
do
the
by
therm.
therm, yeah.
It'll tell you what percentage we're saving by doing what we're doing. So I
Yep.
think it's a benefit to the county.
Yeah, we gotta be cutting it down pretty good
Oh, big
because,
time.
we're being more efficient. We're not using as many therms to heat the building either compared to that old boiler that we had at the new courts. That thing was all going up the chimney. Now we're capturing most of that and we're running all the exhaust out of even PVC pipes. So,
Yeah.
we're running basically like 90-degree air where we would run in 240, 250, even up to 300 up the chimney for the other. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's gotta be a big difference.
And then, how many in the group have been over to see the new facility? Has everybody been?
Yeah.
The lower part, everyone's seen it?
Mm.
I think getting we've done a lot to get the lower facility ready to go, and it just seems like Eric and that group is, hitting their second wind because it's just having all that stuff in one spot and it just makes a huge difference. And I
Yeah.
think we're doing a lot of really neat stuff with the maintenance department right now, and it's only gonna get better.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
think it's.
yeah, we got a lot more room now to work and everything too, and everything's pretty much organized in one area instead of some of it's over here, some of it's over there. Yeah, it's working out real well.
I used to talk to Greg and ask him how things were going during snow removal season, and he'd have parkas on with soaking wet because we're working underneath trucks. Well, now we got places to put vehicles
Yeah.
and stuff, so it makes a big difference
Yep.
for our group. So
Yep, for
I
sure.
think I think you're doing great. So
Yep.
anybody have any questions for Greg? No. All right, thank you very much.
Yep.
Work order requests. I think we've had one work order request in 2 years. Pretty sure.
It's
So-
been pretty slow, but now everything's picking up a little bit now. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully, we're gonna try to, talking to Eric, I think we're gonna pick up the system a little bit so the understanding of how we're gonna do it. So all of us are in the know of the money's being spent on, not saying, well, we just spent this money. So we can look at it and see it before the monies get spent. So I think that's gonna start happening pretty quick. The request for final budget numbers, none. Request ready for approval, none. Okay. That hopefully is gonna change, guys. That'll be exciting if we start getting work orders to work on. Building official report. Joe, do you have anything you'd like to share with us today?
Just the report that I sent you, during the month of December, the building department processed 23 permits. Kind of a light month, a little slow with the holidays and everything like that. With a total valuation of $1,921,908. With the total permit fees of $54,286.68. Now, 20,000 of that was for the Woosung solar project. So that they got the initial permit submitted.
Okay.
So they could begin work on their infrastructure, meaning the road.
Okay.
So they wanted to get that underway. We're getting, probably within this week, will be the web page you'll be able to go on there and start filling out permits. That's getting really close. It's gonna be pretty user friendly. We walked through it one last time today, made a couple small changes, and we should be getting really close to ready for that. Jared's been hugely instrumental in making that happen and has done an outstanding job. And then hopefully I will be bringing the new Title IX to you at next month's committee meeting for you to look over, review, and then hopefully we can get it to the board soon after.
So how do you, are you getting everything you need from us? Is there anything that we can help you as a board to move your thing along, or you feel like you're right where you need to be and where you want to be?
We're right where we need to be. We're moving along. We just gotta we want everything to make sure it's right before we roll it out.
No. And I think your guys' department's been doing a great job getting stuff organized. And that's exciting for me as a builder. I think it's gonna be great once this all gets in place to make it easier and more user-friendly for people to use our website. So,
Exactly.
and then you've already been working with IT on all this stuff?
No, we haven't had to.
Haven't had to?
Nope, we've been doing it all in department,
Okay, good. Good deal.
so.
Thank you, Joe. Unfinished business, I guess I'm gonna talk a little bit about, we've been working with, getting some renderings for the front of the building. We've talked to a lot of the board members, to explain kind of what we did or what our proposal is gonna look like for the front of the new courts building. A lot of I mean, we're gonna take, the walls are failing again. So we are not long as a county, away from having the walls being a huge problem again. We had a wall fall over by the arch, last year, and it's just time to do something. And to fix new walls and keep putting money in walls, I don't think is the right move. So we're proposing on basically removing all the walls on the premises and moving to redo the front entrance of this facility. Right now there's 2 or 3 steps going down to the sidewalk. There would be 5. We're handicap accessible coming in off of Third Street. Off of Third Street. So it's not handicap accessible out front now, but we'd go 2 more steps taller, and that lowers our grade down 13 inches. Doesn't sound like a lot, but we've got 11 feet of grade to pick up. And then from there, we're going to put a staircase out away from the building that would have, I believe, 7 stairs. And then there'll be just one walkway that will go from the center of this building straight to right to 2nd Street, Route 2. We're eliminating the entrance that goes over to Galena because there's nothing for anyone to do there. I mean, if kids were skateboarding down that, you're skateboarding onto Route 2. The corner down here is extremely dangerous. Semis are constantly coming over the corner, and it's just, we don't need to have a staircase down in the corner of the building. This sidewalk over here on this side is the only sidewalk that's going to remain. There's a sidewalk that takes off on a 45-degree angle off the corner. That's going to be gone. We're trying to eliminate as much of the sidewalk and hard surfaces as possible. It's going to help us with maintenance and also looks. We're going to have more green space. The flagpole will move about approximately 20 feet towards 2nd Street when it's all said and done. And we're proposing a new 80-foot aluminum pole. That's a 60-footer. But we're proposing an 80-foot pole. A lot of the trees and a lot of the things in the front of that property are going to be gone. Most of the trees have, their useful life is gone.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the point where trees are going to start dying, and we're going to plant new trees. So we think that now's the time to get rid of all the walls, because it's an expense that we just can't keep incurring every 8 years. And there's liabilities that we currently aren't. There's liabilities that are on our shoulders that we need to take a little more serious. And I think this is going to lower everything down. It's going to absolutely change the look of our town And our county, when you come in from Route 2, when you're over by KSB and you're coming in that way, you're gonna be able to see the Dixon Arch and the post house and all that stuff. It's gonna be a clear view of it. It's gonna be relative, it's basically, if you can just envision what's out there now, 5 feet further down, that's what we're taking out, is 5 feet of soil. But it's a project that it's gonna save the county probably over $1 million to $1.2 million by doing it the way we're proposing to do it. But we just want to make sure that everyone on the board and everybody that's passionate about the front of our building understands that it's a huge thing, but it's going to be something that's going to benefit our county and something we don't have to worry about down the road with liabilities and what have you. We're going to light the building. So we're going through stuff right now with the architect, trying to get different renderings and different sections so we can actually show what it's going to look like from 2nd Street, Peoria, Ottawa, 2nd, and Galena. We're not going to there's not going to be any changes to the building on that side of the down at the corner. We're going to eliminate that while we're getting rid of all the retaining walls. We are putting in one retaining wall to help keep the soil back to where we're not having such a steep grade. 4-to-1 is our steepest grade, which is very minimal. So we're working through those drawings right now. We'll be able to bring it to the committee the next month. We'll be able to bring it to the committee and show the committee what we're talking about. But then we're going to go through the bidding process and get that stuff out for bid for excavation and for the concrete work that's going to be done out front. So we've been working on that quite a bit. So and then we could have had drawings a long time ago. We've been massaging the drawings to make sure we're doing it. Bring it to you guys, let you look at it so we get some better feedback from everybody on that. So, but it's really going to change. I think the building is going to look beautiful with this. And it's going to be replanted. There's going to be new trees, there's new landscaping, new shrubs and bark chipped area. I mean, it's going to be beautiful when it's done, but it's going to be newer and something that's easier to maintain for our group of guys. So does anybody have any questions on that? No? Yeah, so am I. Done. But okay, so enough of that. So unfinished business. I just went through that. New business. There are no new items for new business. Then there's no request for executive session. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Dean Friel and Michael, thank you very much.